Hello, welcome to the Horror of It All movie podcast. I'm Eric. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of a bunch of pickups I just got at the beginning of March. This is the March subscriber pack, as well as partner labels and all that good stuff. And sub-labels and all that. You may be able to tell in the background up here, my Vinegar Syndrome light I got, and I've messed with lighting for like a few hours, and that's as best as I can get it, and that's as low as it goes. So if anybody has any suggestions, I've seen some neon type things. I think it's neon, or it's just a light. I don't know, a neon light. Okay, so not neon, but LED. That's what I kept meaning to say. It reminds you of neon, kind of, but it's an LED light. But yeah, that's the lowest setting that it can do, and I've tried everything, and I just wanted to get my video over with. Coming very, very soon. I know if anybody's been following my channel, they've heard this forever, and I haven't done one in like a year or more. It might even be longer than that. My top 10 favorite horror movies of each year in the 1980s. I got it all, should have it all ready. I just have to record it. My top 10 favorite horror movies of 1988, coming up very, very soon. So, but anyway, Vinegar Syndrome package. This is the March package. So yeah, if anybody has any suggestions with the light, I haven't found anything. And granted, I might need a better camera. I don't know. Could be a number of things. But yeah, on to the releases. But anyway, it's very cool. This is the remote. You get a cool remote. There's definitely different settings. You can have a strobe light going. You can have a timer, much brighter, whatever. So yeah. At some point I'll just turn it off. You can see what it looks like off. Definitely a few bags here. Bag number 1. Ah, the smell of new. What do we got here? We got Severe Injuries by Saturn's Core. This was one of their little hints. I've never even heard of this. The hint, however, reminded me like Friday the 13th Part 2, which I figured it wasn't that. A lot of people said The Town that Dreaded Sundown. I also thought of Malevolence, I think is how you say it. It was none of those, so it was Saturn's Core, Severe Injuries from... It's like an hour-long movie. Yeah. I can't see, like, the print is so, like, small and almost, like, faded looking that it's hard to see, like, when this came out, but yeah. So, we have here. I don't think I can see it. I want to say it almost looks like it says 2003. But I could be wrong. Doing the old guy thing here. The reverse is the slipcover, so don't need to fix that. Looks very, very lo-fi, very shot on video, as they do, and I am here for it. This looks really, really cool. Saw and a Rubber Chicken. We'll see. Maybe it's a silly movie. Don't know anything about it. Number 2. All right. This is Vinegar Syndrome Labs. Number 9. Story of a Junkie. Sounds interesting for sure. So spine. The reverse is basically like that. It just doesn't say overdoses. It overdoses, it loves, it loses, it survives. It doesn't say any of that. But Vinegar Syndrome Labs is just all over the place, and so far I'm having fun with it, even though it did throw me off at first. I shouldn't have just assumed, but it was older movies at first, so I'm like, ooh, cool, is this going to be their line for, like, older stuff? Well, what does this say? Gringo? I think? I'm not sure. But yeah. So, Story of a Junkie, the new VSL, number 9. And I got the Dark Star release of Scalpel. Interesting. This is the reverse. I think this is modern. Yeah, 2023. So, yeah. The inside. Just got a picture from the movie. Yeah, so Jake Busey's in it. He also did another one that was recent too that I got. Also from Dark Star, Killer Pig or Pig Killer. Let me just double check. I had it already brought up. Pig Killer. Yep. Another serial killer movie. All right, what's next? Last one of this bag. All right, we had. This might have been the first one to sell out. I'm not sure, but it was definitely a popular title. The Last Slumber Party from Agfa. Pretty nice. I love the backs when they're like that. I do. I really do. It's really cool. I found it funny. It says directed by Steven Tyler, but it's spelled different. It's spelled differently. But inside, this is a 1988 movie, but it flew, so it was, I think it was highly sought after. I mean, they could have just done 1,000. A lot of times those do fly off the shelf. Well, the website, I should say, not the shelf. All right, what do we got in here? I think we got some good mixture, nice hefty one. Super excited for this. I guessed it, at least to myself, that the new cinematograph was going south. I grew up with this movie, and I really, really love this movie. I forgot that Jack Nicholson also directed it, as well as starred. Mary Steenburgen is in it. John Belushi, Christopher Lloyd. I mean, what a cast. I am absolutely loving Cinematograph. I already even bought a t-shirt. This is number 3, and we already know what number 4 is because there was a flash pre-order. Dangerous Game. So it's pretty cool. I have dug every one of their releases. Granted, I've had 2 so far, but I'm sure this will be just as nice. Some special features there. If you're not familiar with it, it's like book style. It's got a little ribbon to pull it out. It's like a media book, or it is a media book. It's not like a media book. And then you got the discs here. It is on 4K and a Blu-ray. Very nice. Loving these cinematographs. I absolutely love them. And then we got another big release from, this is Melusine number 2. This is Blonde Ambition. Same similar style as the first one. I don't know how much I can show. This looks okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. Just looks like old, like, burlesque type. But I think, I'm pretty sure it's a comedy. I think I remember watching the trailer. This is 4K. Now, this is not on the Vinegar Syndrome website. This is on the Melusine website. For their other titles, like adult titles and stuff. They separated them. Just makes it easier, I think, with some of their releases. It comes with, like, a postcard, kind of. You got a book. I don't think I can show all that. So there's a Blu-ray and a DVD. It's like a reverse, but it's almost like a newspaper ad kind of thing. So yeah, don't know what I'm getting to with this. Took me a little bit to watch the first one, which ended up being pretty decent. I wasn't sure if I wanted it, but yeah, turned out pretty good. So we'll see what Blonde Ambition is like. I think this is the right way. Seems like it. And then, I don't know anything too bad on this. This is a Something Weird title that Distribpix is put out. There is stuff in here that I can't show. So it's the bed and how to make it, plus nude in charcoal. I guess that's what it says. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can't show on here, so I'm not going to dive into that. This one you can get on both websites, but I think because this is more of like, I think these are more like roughies as opposed to like adult film. So, I mean, it technically is still adult film, but not like that. But yeah. All right. Last bag we got here. Looks like the Vinegar Syndrome titles are in here. This was a add-on recently, which thankfully I still received with my package here. This is the first release. I bought the second release from the new partner label, Art Label. But it's a bunch of short films. And it has a lot to do with Matt Mittler, and he's interviewed on here. And as I've said on previous videos, I'm a pretty big fan of his, of Mutilator fame. That's all I really knew him from. And then as I get older, like Vinegar Syndrome put out a double feature called Battle for the Lost Planet and Mutant War, which I really enjoyed. They were like no-budget sci-fi movies, which was very entertaining. And then I realized he did a few other things, like he's involved in the short stories here, and he was on their second release, Cracking Up, which was an experience. Let's just say that it was a very, very odd, but yet entertaining movie. But I think he directed it and possibly wrote it. I can't remember. But yeah, it's cool to see the other things he went on to do after The Mutilator. But yeah, these are just a bunch of short stories. Short films. We got Les Infants Miserables, Alien Sex Phone Psycho, Thrill Kill Video Club, I Was a Teenage Bride of Christ, Dick and Jane Drop Acid and Die, Maniac a Go-Go, and Kid Scarface. So this sounds like it's right up my alley, which I figured, but the title of this is Surf Reality Movie of the Month Club Collection. That's a mouthful, but went back and got it, and they still had a slip for it. All right, now let's get into... Oh, I got one more. Again, don't know what I can show. I did want to mention the reason why I ended up getting that was because the guy who does Art Label was on the Disconnected podcast. Definitely check that out on YouTube, or you can listen to it wherever you do listen to podcasts. But his was definitely pretty fascinating. He's worked for a lot of other labels, and now he has his own. So yeah. That's why I bought that initially, because it just sounded great. This is Little Oral Annie, or Inside Little Oral Annie. It's a double feature, even though it doesn't... Little Oral Annie Takes Manhattan. There was a joke on a Reconnected. Yeah, I can't really show much of this. There was a joke on Reconnected of doing... there's Jason Takes Manhattan... Little Oral Annie Takes Manhattan, and Muppets Take Manhattan, and I said in the comments that I would. Now that I have that, I'll do that as a weirdo triple feature. Sounds like fun. Alright, now into the Vinegar Syndrome month pack. We have Spectres and Maya, I think is how you say it. I took the slipcover off before I showed you, sorry about that. They look very interesting. I guess slashers from 80 slashers, 87 and 89, it looks like. Gotta do my old man thing again, yeah. But yeah, I don't really know much about these. Spectres I've heard of, but it's Vinegar Syndrome. I love it. It's just like, it reminds me of video store days. I mean, it's different because you're buying it and owning it, but that's how I discover so much other stuff. But yeah, that's the front. The reverse is just the other cover. So yeah, I can't remember whether they're, let's see. Yes, they are Italian movies, so even better. My favorite. All right. The big one for me this month. I have loved this movie for many, many years since I was a kid. I've had it on DVD, and I have a Steelbook Blu-ray of it. And now they put it out on 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. Amazing anthology. Love Amicus. Dare I say I might like Amicus even more than Hammer. I know. Bold statement. but it's just my opinion. I'm not saying I don't like Hammer, of course, but overall, I just might. Because I love Hammer as well, but I love Amicus stuff so much. But I love the new artwork. I can't wait. You know that Vinegar Syndrome knocked it out of the park with the special features and the restoration. I mean, come on. Like, got a Blu-ray and DVD. What's the reverse here? Very cool. That's the back of the slip. Like, that, that's normal usually. I'm going to put that one as the reverse. But if you like older movies, like this is like 1965, like old horror movies, and you haven't really checked it out, or you were on the fence, I mean, it's got a great cast. Dr. Terror is played by Peter Cushing, and we got Christopher Lee, and we got just a great cast. There was somebody else I was going to say, but it escapes me. But you can tell by the cover, probably. I think is that Kiefer Sutherland? No, not Kiefer. Anyway, I highly recommend this one. So cool. I love how the eyes kind of like almost like light up a little bit. So much fun. That is probably going to be the first thing I watch. We got one more, which I've heard some infamous things about. It's Singapore Sling. Bit of a torture movie, I guess, if I understand right. Same art there. I'm sure there's some reverse. Interesting. There's that. Comes with a book. Cool. But yeah, I think this is like 90s, 1990. It looks like it's black and white. That's interesting. Got a book. Don't know how much I can show. So yeah. Donald Sutherland. I know that was random, but it just popped into my head. Not Kiefer. Donald Sutherland is in that. But yeah. So that was the March package. Other than I did get this cool. I'm going to even take it out because I'm going to put it on after here. This really cool, like, Cthulhu Vinegar Syndrome shirt. Pretty sweet. They had a hoodie of it and everything, too. So yeah. Check out my other videos if you'd like. Be on the lookout for some more rankings. I'm really going to try to drive those home and get those done, which I hope can get done. It just all depends on time and everything. I'm a father. I'm married. I have 2 kids. So that's your daily stuff. Between that and watching movies, of course. But yeah, so be on the lookout for those. Check out the other ones, like anticipation of those. Like I don't think the quality is good because before I got like new camera and a microphone and all that stuff, so it's kind of just raw. But yeah. But yeah, check out my top 10 favorite horror movies of the 1980s. I have 1980 through 1987 done and been done a long time ago. Like I said, please excuse the quality. But the 88 and 89 should definitely be look and sound better. But yeah, anyway. And then like and subscribe, of course. That would be great. And leave a comment. Like I said, with the whole light thing. Oh yeah, I said I was going to turn it off. This is what it looks like when it's off. You can see it better now. But yeah, if you have any suggestions about how to make it look better, should it be darker, should it be lighter in the room? Is there any like in the settings that I can mess with? I tried a bunch of things. I will admit I'm not. If it was a television and I was calibrating that to what it looks the best for me, I would already had it done, but I'm not used to this. So yeah. But anyway, this has been the Horror of It All Movie Podcast. I'm Eric. Until next time.